She has her bachelor's degree from Harvard, okay? And she also has her PhD from Stanford's School of Business as well. So we have someone here that's obviously credible, right? Take a lot of notes, be confident, ask questions.
Hey there, this is Amir, Syed. I'm really excited today about our informal interview. I have Tanya Menon here. She is an associate professor from Ohio State University's Business School. She was a past associate professor for Kellogg and Booth, University of Chicago. She has her bachelor's degree from Harvard and also her PhD from Stanford's Business School. That's a lot of degrees. And she's very smart. Her and I had a great conversation beforehand. And she's going to be talking today about the science of persuasion. So, Tanya, going against the grain a little bit, first question I have for you is what are some of the common mistakes when it comes to persuasion?
Well, funny that you mentioned the word smart, because the first mistake is that you often think you are too smart. And when we talk about persuasion, a lot of times the very smartest people, they have the best ideas, they have the most confidence in themselves, they're aggressive, they don't want to focus on other people, they end up being the very worst persuaders. It's a fundamental arrogance there that prevents you from understanding what it is that other people want, working with them, and they end up being highly unpersuasive.
Wow, very interesting. And so when it comes to persuasion, what would you say are three or two or one or whatever elements are important when it comes to persuasion, the art of persuasion?
Let me kind of put your two questions together. So one mistake I see with persuasion is, first of all, the selfish persuader. And so when I ask people, why do you want to take a class on persuasion? One of the first things people say is because I want. And the minute they say I want, what I observe is I say, well, that's exactly the most unpersuasive words in the English language, I want, because the other person truly doesn't care. They have all kinds of their own desires, and they're not interested in what you want. They care about themselves. And so to be the best persuader, it's not about I want this, planning your arguments, but really focusing on that other person, letting them talk, understanding what they care about and how they feel at that particular moment. So that would be the first element. And the second part of it is we, especially analytic people who are trained, who have lots of degrees, we come in with lots of data, lots of reasons, and data is great. But the problem with data is that other people have their own data. And because we're so rational, because we're so analytic, we aren't really taking into account how that other person feels at that particular moment. One of my favorite quotes on persuasion is Maya Angelou's quote, which is, people will forget what you've said, people will forget what you've done. They will never forget how you made them feel. And so you can be the smartest one, you can be the person with all the data and all the reasons, but if they don't like you, if you've made them feel lousy, that is you'll never get your way. You'll never get your way.
Wow. So last night before you arrived today, I went through your PowerPoint and I actually read that quote and I read it out loud to my fiance, and she's like, yep, that's exactly on the bullseye. She goes, that is so true. I completely agree. So I've been taught servant leadership, to give, to go with the mindset of not what is it for you, because you're right, we're all so busy, we don't care what it is you need. So just in this video, right in itself, I learned and reaffirmed something that's so powerful. Selfless reasons, not selfish reasons.
And that's what makes people like you. Why should they come along with you if you're making them feel bad, if they're going to lose something? They need to get something out of it as well. And it sounds like such an obvious insight, but one of the things I often counsel people is really look at the messages that you are delivering to people and ask yourself, what is in it for the other person? Why should they come along? And oftentimes you see nothing in those in their arguments that would allow the other person to get a win out of it.
Would you say the best persuaders have a high level of listening skills?
Extremely good listening skills, because people are always telling you what they want. The natural thing people are doing all the time is they talk about themselves, they're talking about what they want, and there ends up being competition between people where while you're telling me all the things you care about, I'm now planning and preparing the things that I want to say about what I want, and nobody's listening. Everybody's talking over each other, and that's not persuasion. That's people interrupting each other, talking over each other, and just talking I, not coming together and working together to come up with some mutual agreement.
So that really pertains to team settings. How about when it comes to sales? Like, is it also applicable there? Good listening skills, asking questions, needs analysis, things like that?
It's especially important in sales because as a salesperson, one of the worst places to be in is when you are speaking a monologue. If you're speaking for 1 minute in a row, even 1 minute, even 30 seconds in a row, you're boring the other person. You don't want to be in a situation where you're telling. You want an engagement, you want interaction, you want them to be telling you, talking to you. Take the burden of persuasion off of yourself, put it on the other person to tell you what they want.
Wow. This can be applicable to kids too, I bet. Raising some kids,
Yeah.
right?
It's applicable to everything, and so persuasion is applicable to, think about being in a marriage, right, where you have the person doesn't want to listen to you. Think about being a person who's raising a child, who the child doesn't want to listen to you. Think about even having your dog doesn't listen to you. I mean, life without persuasion and being persuasive is a horrible thing.
Persuasion is so critical because it's working together to be able to get a common good and understand what that person needs.
Yeah, and I think people think persuasion is negative. So people say that persuasion is bad, it's manipulative. But the way I look at it is it's a way of having a conversation where we end up having some kind of mutual gain. Persuasion is really us working together, talking to each other, getting things done, and coming to some common ground together.
Wow. Well, Tanya, we're really grateful you're here. I'm really excited to go. We have a big group of people coming today. The one thing I took away is that persuading it doesn't have to do with too much talking. It's more listening, observing, and question asking. So that was very powerful. Really excited. Everyone, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Tanya is a wealth of knowledge. I would definitely invest in all our careers to be able to get better at persuasion. And we really appreciate the opportunity today.
Thank you so much, Amir.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you.